Alright, I still have a few hours before I need to get busy today. So I'd figured I'd continue reading for now and see how much farther I can get. And hopefully the first part is currently uploading as I speak right now. And our internet again is bad at the moment for some reason. So we're trying to get it to fix. So the first video will take a while and this one will probably take a while too. And I'm not sure if I can upload them both at the same time. And I don't want to slow it down here. So just throwing that all out and we're going to continue right away. Don't pay attention to that phone call in the background. Sunday, June 1st, 1942. Dear Kitty, our whole class B is trembling. The reason is that the teachers' meeting is to be held soon. There's much speculation as who will be moved up and who will stay put. Meep Bjorn and I are hardly amused at Wim and Jacques, the two boys behind us. They won't have a Florine left for the holidays. It will all be gone, I'm betting. You'll move up, shall from morning till night. Even Meep pleads for silence and my angry outbursts don't calm them. According to me, a quarter of the class should stay where they are. There are some absolute cuckoos, but teachers are the greatest freaks on earth, so perhaps they will be freakish in the right way for once. I'm not afraid of my girlfriends and myself. We'll squeeze through somehow, though I'm not certain about my math. Still we can but wait patiently. Till then, we cheer each other along. I get along quite well with all my teachers, 9 in all, 7 masters and 2 mistresses. 9 teachers. Do you have like 9 hours a day? It's sad. I feel a little lucky that I only have 6 now. That's something we can all consider. It's just what I'm thinking though. Mr. Kepter, the old math teacher, was very annoyed with me for a long time because I chatter so much. So I had to write a composition with a chatterbox as the subject. A chatterbox. Whatever could one write? However, deciding I would puzzle that out later, I wrote in my notebook and tried to keep quiet. That evening when I finished my other homework, my eyes fell on the title in my notebook. I pondered while chewing the end of my fountain pen that anyone can scribble down something nonsense in large letters with the words well spaced, but the difficulty was to prove beyond doubt the necessity of talking. I thought and thought about, then suddenly having an idea filled my 3 eluded sides and felt completely satisfied. My arguments were that taking is a feminine characteristic and that I would do my best to keep it under control. But I should never be cured, for my mother talked as much as I could, probably more, and what can one do about inheriting qualities. Mr. Kepter had to laugh at my arguments, but when I continued to hold forth in the next lesson, another composition followed. This time it was Incurable Chatterbox. I handed this in and Kepter made no complaints for 2 whole lessons, but in the 3rd lesson it was too much for him again. Anne, as punishment for talking, will do a composition entitled Quack, 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 said Mrs. Netherbeak. Sorry. Shouts of laughter from the class. I had to laugh too, although I felt my inventiveness on this subject was exhausted. I had to think of something else, something entirely original. I was in luck. My friend Santa writes good poetry and offered to help by doing the whole composition in verse. I jumped for joy. Kepter wanted to make a fool of me with this absurd theme. I would get my own back and make him the laughingstock of the whole class. The poem was finished and was perfect. It was about a mother duck and a father swan who had 3 baby ducklings. The baby ducklings were bitten to death by father because they chatted too much. I think that's parent abuse, sir. Luckily, Kepter saw the joke and read the poem out loud to the class with comments, and also to various other classes. Since then, I am allowed to talk, never get extra work. In fact, Kepter always jokes about it. Yours, Anne. Wednesday, June 24th, 1942. Dear Kitty, it is boiling hot. We are all positively melting, and in this heat, I have to walk everywhere. Now I can fully appreciate how nice a tram is, but that is a forbidden luxury for Jews. Shanks Mare is good enough for us. I had to visit the dentist in the Jan Lukenstraat in the lunch hour yesterday. It is a long way from my school in the Stadsdemeertuinen. I nearly fell asleep in school an afternoon. Luckily, the dentist's assistant was very kind and gave me a drink. She's a good sort. We are allowed on the ferry, and that is about all. There is a little boat from the Hosif Israelkat. The man there took us at once when we asked him. It is not the Dutch people's fault that we are having such a miserable time. I do wish I didn't have to go to school, as my bicycle was stolen in the Easter holidays and Daddy has given mommies to a Christian family for safekeeping. But thank goodness the holidays are nearly here. One more week and the agony is over. Something amusing happened yesterday. I was passing the bicycle sheds when someone called out to me. I looked around. There was a nice-looking boy I met on the previous evening at my girlfriend Ava's home. He came shyly towards me and introduced himself as Harry Goldberg. I was rather surprised and wondered what he wanted, but I didn't have to wait long. He asked if I would allow him to accompany me to school. As you're going my way in any case, I will, I replied, so we went together. Harry is 16 and can tell all kinds of amusing stories. He was waiting for me again this morning, and I expected he will from now on. Yours, Anne. Tuesday, June 3rd, 1942. Dear Kitty. Wait, what was this? Yeah. Dear Kitty, I've not had a moment to write to you until today. I was with my friends all day on Thursday. On Friday, we had visitors, and so it went on until today. Harry and I got to know each other well in a week, and he has told me, a lot about his life. He came to Holland alone and is living with his grandparents. His parents are in Belgium. Harry had a girlfriend called Fanny. I know her too, a very soft, dull creature. Now that he has met me, he realizes that he was just daydreaming in Fanny's presence. I seem to act as a stimulant to keep him away. You see, we all have our uses, and queer ones too at times. Yopi slept here on Saturday night, but she went to Lee's on Sunday, and I was bored stiff. Harry was to have come in the evening, but he ran up at 6 p.m. I went to the telephone and said, Harry Goldberg, please. Here. Please may I speak to Anne. Oh, he said, Harry Goldberg, here, please may I speak to Anne. Yes, Harry, Anne speaking. Hello, Anne, how are you? Very well, thank you. I'm terribly sorry I can't come this evening, but I would like to just speak to you. Is it all right if I come in 10 minutes? Yes, that is fine. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'll be with you soon. Receiver down. I quickly changed into another frock and smartened up my hair a bit. Then I stood nervously at the window watching for him. At last I saw him coming. It was a wonder I didn't dash down at once. Instead, I waited patiently until he rang. Then I went down and he positively burst in when I opened the door. And my grandmother thinks you are too young to go out regularly with me, that I should go to the lures. But perhaps you know that I'm not going out with Fanny anymore. Okay. No, not at all. I told Fanny that we didn't get on well together, so. Oh, why is that? Have you quarreled? That was what she was saying. And now this is Harry's dialogue. No, not at all. I told Fanny that we didn't get on well together, so it was better for us not to go out together anymore, but she was always welcome to our home, and I hoped I should be in hers. You see, I thought Fanny had been going out with another boy and treated her accordingly. But that was quite untrue, and now my uncle says I should apologize to Fanny. But of course I didn't want to do that, so I finished the whole affair. That was just one of the many reasons. My grandmother would rather I went with Fanny than you, but I shan't. Old people have such terrible old-fashioned ideas at times that I just can't fall into line. I need my grandparents, but in a sense they need me too. From now on I shall be free on Wednesday evenings. Officially I go to wood carving lessons to please my grandparents. In actual fact I go to a meeting of the Zionist movement. I'm not supposed to because my grandparents are very much against the Zionists. Well, by no means a fanatic. I'm by no means a fanatic, but I have a leaning that way and find it interesting. But lately it has become such a mess there that I'm going to quit. So next Wednesday will be my last time. Then I shall be able to see you Wednesday evening, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, and perhaps more. But your grandparents are against it. You can't do it behind their backs. Love finds a way. Then we passed the bookshop on the corner, and there stood Peter Vessel with two other boys, and he said, "Hello." It's the first time he has spoken to me for ages. I was really pleased. Harry and I walked on, and on. At the end of it all was that I should meet him at 5 minutes to 7 in front of his house that next evening. Yours, Anne. Do you have time for next day? Yeah, I think I should. Friday, July 3rd, 1942. Dear Kitty, Harry visited us yesterday to meet my parents. I have bought a cream cake, sweets, tea, and fancy biscuits. Quite a spread, but neither Harry nor I felt like sitting stiffly side by side indefinitely. So we went for a walk, and it was already 8:10 when he brought me home. Daddy was very cross and thought it was very wrong for me to be me because it was dangerous for Jews to be out after 8 o'clock, and I had to promise to be in 10 to 8 in future. Tomorrow I've been invited to his house. My girlfriend Jopi teases me the whole time about Harry. I'm honestly not in love. Oh no. I can surely have boyfriends. No one thinks anything of that. But one boyfriend, or bae, is that supposed to say bae? B-E-A-U, as mother calls him, seems to be quite different. Harry went to see Ava one evening, and she told me that she asked him, "Who do you like best, Fanny or Anne?" He said, "It's nothing to do with you." But when he left, they hadn't chatted together anymore the whole evening. Now listen, it's Anne. So long, and don't tell a soul. And like a flash, he was gone. It's easy to see that Harry is in love with me, rather fun for a change. Margaret would say, Harry is a decent lad. I agree, but he is more than that. Mommy is full of praise, a good-looking boy, a well-behaved, nice boy. I'm glad that the whole family approve of him. He likes them too, but he thinks my girlfriends are very childish, and he's quite right. Yours, Anne. Oh, shh.